Hello again, this is Mirrorwood, coming at you with another submission for a speedrun. Would have to check it out. We're going to show off something else from what I've run in the past. And that would be this game right here, Wario Land 2. I know I didn't go that far away, I'm still running Wario Land games, but this is where my comfort zone is, and this is the game that I spent the most time on back during COVID. So, that said, I haven't really touched this for like 4 or so years. I did a test playthrough a couple days ago, and my time then wasn't too far from the PB that you see there. So hopefully, whenever I run it here for the submission, it won't be too far off that mark. Anyway, this is going to be both the main story percent run, which is the first time you play through the game from beginning to end, and then I'm going to be doing an extra run, because I can do the actual 80% run, which is a alternate storyline where you basically ignore the plot of the main story and do it much, much faster. So, either way, hopefully I've remembered how to sell this up right, and we will get started. Let me click on the window. That would help. Or wait a minute. I gotta have that in front. Okay. So, we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. All starts relatively calmly. Here's Wario's castle, straight from the end of the first game, where he used all of everything that he stole from the pirate gang, the Syrup Pirates, in order to wish for a castle. As you can see, he has some invaders at the moment. So, this cutscene cannot be skipped. And it happens every time we play. Yeah, the thieves aren't too pleased with him. Not only do they steal his gold, but they're pulling a wet bandits from the Home Alone movies, flooding the place. Looking forward to the cleanup on that one. Setting up an alarm clock, just to tick him off even more. And with that, it's time to go. Wake up. So this game is different from Wario Land 4 in that it is much more of a puzzle platformer than the later title would be. Wario cannot die in this game. He just merely gets set back a little bit. And we can use this to our advantage in a whole lot of different ways. Not so much at this level, though, but you'll see what I mean as we go. I have to remember that I actually am doing a speedrun right now. I don't take this as leisurely as I might want to. Also, levels move pretty quickly in this, as you can see. Okay. I mean, up for any of the delays I had in the first bit. I'll take it. Time to let the water out. I was gonna say, this filled up pretty quickly. The fact that entire hallways and certain sections of the castle is completely submerged like this is absurd. Okay. The cycles aren't too bad on these, but if you get stuck in the bubble, you have to jump all the way back up and lose a ton of time. That should be obvious. Door that switch. That's just... oh, door, come on. The bubble is useful for getting past these air currents here. I think I need to get rid of the other one. Getting a bit too close here, but... yep, I knew it. Okay. Not too bad of a time loss. It'll be fine. Okay, I need to react to something immediately as soon as the level starts, or else I will be crushed. There we go. Key thing this one is just remembering where how the cycles work in regards to those weights, because you cannot afford to get squished at all, except for one little section at the end here. Then turn around and fate. All right. We gotta love the animations for this. See how cartoony they are. But he got better. So even between then and now, I still have a lot of room for gold here. And since I have about, a month or two to get this all figured out, I can probably make a decent time by the time the show rolls around, I would imagine. Okay, for bosses, it's important to note that ground pounds do double damage. And it's getting squirrely, but we're good, we're good. With that, first world was done. It is time for more plot. I've never understood where that guy comes from. There's always that one man who just lags behind slightly and just bounces at everybody. Also, there's a weird bit of lore, apparently. Wario had a favorite hen. And this leads to one of the more annoying early stages. Getting the hen back. And you can see the ridiculous amount of recoil that you get by being hit by anything in this game. Now, get the head, and then try to get back to the other side of the stage. Hopefully, done all the work needed by getting those hedgehogs out of the way. But, okay. It's looking pretty decent so far. And just let her down gently. There we go. Time. Okay. That's one of the better attempts I've had at that. Now one of many... What's up? Oh! Okay. Stay a little drunk, Wario. Hopefully I won't see him too often this run. Oh, wait. Not that door. Over here. I think I remember the routing by this point in time, but every once in a while is this door. There's always one door you have to go in early. Such an easy stage. Just because of that, going through that wrong door, I've lost a ton of time. This would make me look so qualified as runner. Of course. Okay, these enemies, you're going to see a lot of them. They create kind of a stealth section in the game, because when you hit them at all, they start freaking out like this. Alright. Some of the challenges is trying to figure out which ones you can hit, which ones you need to dodge, and go from there. If you stick to the top, you can dodge almost all those eels. If not, you can mash out of them like I just did. There have been times where I'll be able to get that entire corridor without getting stuck with this. So hopefully in the future, that will come back to me. Boarding the SST Cup now. This is the same ship as that the Syrup Pirates had in the first game. So it's nice to see a few levels just bringing that back. This is also the first real showing of the obese Wario mechanic. For his sheer girth, he is able to push his way through just about everything. But he just walks it off. The door. That was some really good RNG there. Usually it takes like 3 or 4 hits to knock that thing in. It's time for our second boss. being kind of quiet right now. It's mostly just because I'm trying to remember exactly the routes of these levels, because most of them end up being kind of labyrinth-esque, just because of the sheer amount of doors you can go through, and all of the hidden treasure that you're supposed to be looking for. But we don't want that in the speedrun. Anyway, Bobo's pretty easy. Couple swoops, and then hold, just make sure you crouch down, and he will not be able to look you through his top using the updraft. And good boss. Alright. Now for the Maze Woods section, which, even though the tracker says Maze Woods, you haven't entirely just trying to get to the woods in the first place. Oh, and that's Captain Syrup, the main villain of the first game. One of the rare female villains you'll ever see in a Nintendo title. Often very much forgotten about. Also, one of the Wario's preferred travel methods, Owl. Though I would argue, it's not his favorite in this game. There's one other unique form of travel that he uses. And it's not the farting thing, that comes much, much later. Just a little juke there, otherwise that will hit you. Okay. Just here. One thing that I'm quite pleased with this game compared to the other game is that the sheer lack of minion hopping that you have to do. There is like one instance where you have to do, where you should do it later in the game, that I'm still working on. But other than that, it's just like fairly basic platforming. I would argue that a lot of people could probably make my time fairly easy. And that's the reason why I said there's so much room for me to improve on this. But by the time, again, the convention rolls around, I should be good. Alright. So for this section, you gotta pay attention to the trees in the back. That shows you where the pits are. And here's that other form of travel that I was talking about. Wario loves travel by turtle. It's the only way to get through these river passages. But it creates the only real auto-scroller section in this game. It's not supposed to be up there, dang it. Just gonna enjoy this lazy trip down the river. I guess what I can really do in these is try to make contact with the turtle as soon as possible in order to maintain a time. Now, there's a little trick. There is coins down here. If I can find it, I can completely pass by this one section where I'm supposed to get caught on fire and break these blocks over here. There we are. And here's the spearman. The goal of this chapter. You kind of want to get him into a corner and then just down the button, ground slam spam. Alright. This next level, I want to do something slightly interesting. There's a couple of damage boosts in here. Other than that, it's mostly just a matter of working your way all around this area. Oh, a little lost there. More seagulls. They return again. I don't know what they're doing in the middle of the forest, but they're here. Okay. Little pause there. You really don't want to deal with the knockback in this game whenever possible, except for a few instances where you need to use it to position yourself past things. So let's just grab this for 1 second again. All through there. Store here. All through the bottom here. And now, it's just a matter of kind of bouncing up, and then using this to position yourself up here. There we go. Otherwise, you'd have to take the owl all the way around and waste a ton of time. Now for the escape from Maze Woods. I thought we just got here. Why are we escaping? Oh, also, this is where bees start occurring. They're the worst enemy in the entire game. It's just like the other game, Wario is hilariously allergic. Except for this one moment, this is the only time in the game where you're going to want to get hit. Just gotta line up here. Oh, crap. Alright. That wall a little faster than I expected. There's 2 there. Okay. Some unfortunate time lost there, but I think we're still okay. We're still okay. And next up is the infamous B-Boss. That has been the bane of many runs of this game. In fact, I remember seeing a marathon of this done a while back, where this time was actually the time I placed doing this was better than that marathon, just because of this boss. Because it's really easy to mess this up. So basically, you're just kind of waiting for the boss to decide that he wants to sting. And then you gotta wait out these ones. The little bees are much worse than the big bee. Big bee telegraphs himself really bad. Little ones, not so much. Well, there's 2 of them, so you need to... gotta try to get them both together. So you get both at once. Not what happened there, but still going decently. Okay, clear them out, and... go for it. Alright. Good B-Boss. Oh. I guess my last PB had a real hard time with it. Okay. Now for the city section. I'll figure out some commentary in due time. Not quite there yet. Alright, so there's one little trick at the beginning of this that I only started putting in recently. And that is, you kind of want to use a damage boost with him to get up over the top of that. But I'm not going to try it again. Yeah, typically if you turn around, the boomerang will hit you on the way back, and then all the recoil will launch you back over that first box. That said, you can skip a whole lot of this level just by staying up on the upper levels of the train. And if I do this right, you can go as far as, you get to the top of that. Nope, not this time. But it's not too bad. Just gotta go for this. One mini toss later, and we are at the brakes. Now for one of my favorite levels in the game, but also one of the more frustrating levels. Just climbing up this building. You do a whole lot of minion bounces to get up this really quickly. There's one over here. I'm going to attempt it. Can't guarantee I'm going to get it right, though. Because I don't know what the timing is in this game. I should be able to bounce off of this guy and get up there. But I'm not going to worry about it. That's a trick for another day. I'm going to use the environment to get this window here. Get the corner, that's all you really need there. Bounce off this guy. I think this one was intentional, bounce off of him as well. Just keep climbing. Just do a little couple short jumps here, and we are already at the top for a fairly smooth roof level. Not my fastest, but I'll take it. And for the top of this building, you have to go all the way back down using these elevators. And put an endorsement. Wario has simultaneously the best metabolism in the world and the worst. I was not supposed to do that. Ah, man. Hold on. That's what these are for. Can't say I've done this before. One missed input. Come on down here. Get out of here. Alright. Nope. Okay. I think I recall at one point you could, get the cake on the way down and then catch it there, so you wouldn't have to go all the way over here to get it here. But easily the worst round of this that I could possibly imagine. It's fine, I can recover. There. Okay, still okay. 30 seconds above pace. So yeah. Alright, now for the shortest level in the game. Though, there's a lot more to this if you wanted to get one of the secret routes. Still a bit torn as to what the exact best way to get through this is. I think you can turn around halfway through there and use the momentum to go further down the conveyor belt. Haven't quite figured that out yet, though. Just change directions there. Closure there, and we are here. Oh, tried to hit it. There was that one really infamous level in Wario Land 4 where it's a pinball zone, where it ends up being more like a basketball zone by the end of it, and I'm sure that all came from right here. This boss coming up. Maybe it was meant to be a Space Jam reference or something? I'm not sure. Oh. And I have the angles wrong. And he's bouncing the wrong way. Typically I can get him to the right, get him to go to the right, get that boss quick, finish the boss quickly, but not this time. Alright. So since everything's been going reasonably swimmingly so far, things can very easily go wrong here in this last world. Makes sense. It's a final world. It's the Derp Castle. Oddly intact after the events of the first game. There's a couple neat tricks in these later levels that I hope I'm able to pull off this time around, but I can't guarantee that will happen. And yet more turtle time. Again, I think there are more turtle segments than aisle segments in this game. Could be wrong though, but it certainly feels like it. Come on. I think that bounce actually ended up in my favor. Alright, gotta be careful with these birds. It's very... This has also ruined many runs. Okay. And up we go. That's what I gotta be careful with there. Alright. Okay. Now to storm the castle, where we have our only encounter with one of the more common transformations in the later games, Spring Wario. Hopefully we don't see it this time around. Get moving. Nope. Okay. Fortunately, I am stuck like this until the music stops. There's nothing I can do about it to make this go any faster. Okay. Should have ground pound that guy when I had the chance. Also, a unique transformation that only occurs like 2 or 3 times in this game at most, and only once in this route. Reference to Tiny Wario. Okay. And now, I don't know why, but the Syrup Pirates just love flooding random corridors and dropping various pieces of furniture in as well. Come on. Sometimes they spawn at really odd intervals. Okay, now for one trick that will save a ton of time if I can manage to pull it off. Sweet, okay. Need to not go in the door. Never mind. All of that effort. Waste. So, the idea there was I was going to use that pelican in order to bounce onto those blocks on the other side, stopping me from having to go through this extra portion here, hitting this switch. And also, stopping me from having to hit another switch later on, which I'm going to have to detour for. Time. Let's start detour right here. Okay. If I did the pelican properly, this would already be down, saving me a good like 30 seconds or so. But I'm still okay on time. Alright. The odd defeat 4 ducks level. Where you have to find defeat 4 ducks. This one is where they first... I don't know, this is the first time where it's happened, but this is where you have to deal with the ghosts and zombie Wario. Could have done that first section a fair bit faster, but I don't want to deal with the time loss of getting zombified. So you move... you move really, really slow if that happens. Okay. Number order doesn't really happen in this. Just do what's convenient for you. Now, in this case, get this red to follow you, and then one little bounce here, right to the next room. I was supposed to make that jump. Ah, well. Just having a casual, easygoing Wario Land speedrun. Nothing to worry about here. Hopefully I don't lose too much time between every one of these mistakes. Wow, okay, okay. There we are. Fiddly little platforming stuff. Let it go all the way over there, and then it has to respawn, so you can throw it again. Just enough room to get through. one time you have to use that game just to pass through those platforms. Alright. Bomb this. And now we have the most destructive level in the main game. Finding the hidden door. Which, thankfully, isn't too bad once you realize that there's a few sections here of just cracked walls kind of serve as a guide to the general direction that you want to be going. Don't pay attention to that, you'll very easily get lost here. Just a little break from construction, and you're right back to it as we loop around a counterclockwise path. And here we are. And alright. 30 seconds to spare before the final battle, which can very easily go wrong. I've lost so much time to this final boss. Top here. I'm still trying to figure out what the best way to approach this particular section is. And it's not the way I just did. Wow, okay. So get this one out of or deal with this guy. Alright. Let's get him down where I can. Okay. Back to the respawn point. Alright. Okay. Every one of these rooms has an enemy toss required to escape it. This one isn't as bad as the first one. And the way it's looking, I'm going to have one attempt if I want to get a PB here. Alright. So for Syrup, there are two phases. First of which is drop a minion, which you need to not get caught on fire. Separate it and then toss. Like that. And the RNG is being particularly cruel at the moment. Alright, and the second part is the really fiddly bit. Where you need to take these bombs that get thrown out and toss them onto the flame pillar, which needs to line up perfectly with this boss. That was close, but not quite what I needed there. That should have hit. Oh, God. you get touched by the failure barrel, you are forced to the top of the stage, and there goes my time. Oh well. This is what estimates are for. There we are, one of them. The boss for the other route, which I'm going to be showing today, is much easier to deal with. So, alright. It's a 44-18. Not terrible by any stretch. And again, as you can see, there's a lot of room for time save for me on this game. So I should be able to get, a much better time with the share rolls. But this is, as I said, this isn't the only round I'm showing you. I'm spinning both this category and the 80%. So, give me a moment here, and I will reset. And no, I'm not saving this time. I need to change that over to any percent. No, I'm saving those splits. Okay. That done, I think we're good to start the 80% run. Gotta clear everything else first. Now, this is interesting in one sense that speedrun.com does allow you to do a save state at the end of this because of the unskipped cutscene. I'm not sure how to get that to work in LiveSplit at the moment, so we're going to do the original intended route. In 3, 2, 1, go! So, it's this cutscene again, and I'm just going to set my controller over here to the side, because I cannot touch anything during this. It won't do any good. But what we're presenting here is kind of like an alternate scenario. Yes, the pirates are here again. They're going to get to the same mischief they got into before. Flood the place again, just like they did last time. I've never really understood why they did that. Just have a sheer spite of this. Now, here's the what-if scenario. Just one button press here. What if Wario just slept through it all? Just lay there dozing away. As his life was slowly ruined from outside. What happened? Unfortunately, we had to wait a whole 2 minutes and 20 seconds before we could find out. There we are! All of this is nothing more than a nightmare. So in this case, instead of taking some of the treasure, why not just take the whole thing? with that, we start the actual 80% run. Which can immediately go wrong thanks to beasts! Yeah, you kind of want to knock those on their way down. I don't know if that's necessarily the fastest route, but it works best for me. Alright, time for a stealth section. Which I've already screwed up. Not really sure how best to handle this bit. Okay. Bounce on the one. I know there is a way to kind of bounce off these and skip past it. Oh well, I'll see if I can make it the time elsewhere. Also, this run's kind of hard to practice just because of that extended cutscene at the start of it. Hence the reason why they allow that cutscene skip. I'm guessing the last time I did this, I must have got stung by like 3 bees on the way down. Hence the reason why I had gold there. Alright. It is time for another castle storming. Where Wario just goes straight in through the front door. Never would have expected that. Most direct path through that room is to roll. And then, very carefully, send this flight of stairs here. And there's a trick to this room that I'm still trying to figure out. You kind of want to take out one of these, and then get caught on fire in this little section. Or wait. You have to fall through that. I've done it once. For those playing casually, the trick to this next room is just walking straight forward. Do nothing else. We're just the perfect height to get through that little gap. Still okay-ish on time. Even with messing up the fire room. Which is probably the most technical room in the entire thing. Alright. This is kind of a door maze, which can be circumvented by knowing that it's the right door, and then the left door. Hello again, Spearman. Even easier to take out than the last one. Okay. messed up the cycle a little bit there. Okay, though. Getting caught up stupid little things there. Parf, of course. Of course. Alright, here we are at 30 seconds to spare yet again. If I do this next level properly, I can one-cycle this boss. That said, I have yet to actually pull that up. I can get, like, a 2-cycle. Not gonna stop me from trying, though. One little tight bit of platforming here that I have to respect these birds. Actually, it's not that bad. Get confused with those helicopter skull things. Anyway. Another little syrup gadget to worry about here. Key thing is I need to anticipate when he's going to lift that to... Oh, okay. If you time it right, you can hit the minion 3 times. And when you do, ready and range to beat the boss. Still, I gotta wait for him to run through his batteries yet again. And just... What? Okay. Never had that happen before. Classic speedrunner fashion. Pick it up the whole way first, and then, alright. And that is a beat. Not by much, but I'll take it. New PB. Alright. So, I guess we'll consider that my entry into PGX. Hopefully, I'll have actual commentary by that point in time. And it'll be a fun one to watch. It's certainly not the most stressful game. And honestly, I kind of like that. This is one of my favorite games of my childhood, after all. Lots of different endings. Lots of different routes through the game, like this that you see here, and just a good time all around. So, looking forward to sharing this in the future, and hopefully I will see all of you soon.